taking them down.
And I just hope that
Marry the wicked Wickham.
kind of
I gotta have fun with you.
monolithic and doesn't allow for other operations. But maybe it's working well. Item 14,
problem, dude.
I'd like to thank the CEO.
You guys follow the law
Keep it down,
too,
sir.
huh?
I'd like to thank the
Because you're
CEO for
recorded,
all
bud.
the work with LA Ricks. And I'd like to say no
Federally.
thank you to handing
Hello, authority.
Motorola a deal that's going to cost us a lot of money across
Get your
the
act
county.
together.
Because the small jurisdictions are going to be forced to choke down a deal that it was quite clear wasn't competitively bid. And so it really bums me out because it's a substantial cha-ching for a group that just lobbies like crazy. They're totally inappropriate. Wickham doesn't like that stuff, so she just throws her in. I don't know. I feel we should do competitive bidding. This is LA County. I saw on the board they have American Golf Corporation is suing us. I didn't hear about that until today, so I'll look into that report back. I know nobody likes lawsuits against the County of Los Angeles more than Wickham. Now, to talk about the pilot program for the elections, I just wanted to thank Dean Logan for really taking a look at doing a better job. It's impressive the way the county, screws up endlessly, but then he really comes to the front and tries to make a better deal, make it work better, and I appreciate it. Now, at the City of Los Angeles, there are other jurisdictions, they're a little less responsive to improving things, and we're hoping that together, Holly Wolcott and Dean Logan, the powers that be that run these elections are going to be able to work together, and we've reached out, quite frankly, to see about a pilot program in our little neighborhood council election, because we did a great job of cleaning up the mess, and we're ready to roll, and there seems to be a little stalling, so we've reached out, and I know I saw Dana, but I said maybe she could ask her brother or somebody to weigh in and give us a little bit of enthusiasm, because if you're doing something right, you should be encouraged, and we're just trying to make it better for our constituents. So with that, I say thank you for the mental health one.
Thank you. I love our neighborhood council. Next speaker, please.
So you see, everything in the budget is here in my hand. The way this County Board of Supervisor works in decisions by a legislative council to approve what we decide what is appropriate or what we find inappropriate. So I'm here to discuss all the items that I signed up on. In particular, how the budget factors a pattern and practice to discriminate. And I say that well because as you hear public testimony, we're all on different avenues but directed to one street. And we no longer want to be a part of the dead end, because I'm here to support George Bassetti, because his points on 42 U.S.C. 1983 and the 14th Amendment reflect why we're here.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Okay, I'll go. You want to speak?
You've been here. Why don't you go?
Yeah, you were first.
Before I begin, I don't want to interrupt Mr. Thomas. I can wait till he finishes so I can everyone.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Go ahead. I'm starting your time.
Okay, is the time starting now? Okay. You are my representative. I've contacted your office several times. I've asked for an appointment meeting with you because addressing this matter here, it's very detailed, and I've been ignored. Your chief of staff, he's a very, very nice person, Nick. He assisted me. He's put me in contact with some business. But it's bigger than that, so he can only do so much. I've asked for your assistance, and I have not been in contact with your chief of staff. I saw some things on the board, on the agenda regarding putting more money to look for some people that were murdered, and I find that is a good thing. But when I had a situation where 2012, the same year this person was murdered, the Board of Supervisors ignored me. Lieutenant Delmeade had agents from the Department of Corrections to come beat me up on February 27, 2012. They assaulted me, dragged me out of the home, my uncle's apartment. 2012, assaulted me, took me to West Hollywood Jail in the middle of the night where Lieutenant Delmeade was that night. And fast forward, after I get out of jail, I was told if I talked about it, they're going to harm me. 2013, when I got out of jail, they charged me with annoying telephone calls because I was trying to report action that Lieutenant Delmeade was doing. So he silenced me by sending Jason Mark, CDC officer, Renee Ramos, CDC officer, and John Castaneda, who's all been written up in the LA Times newspaper, to come and assault me as though I'm a runaway slave. So after being taken into custody, I got out on annoying telephone calls, which I never annoyed anyone. I was filing a complaint. 2014, same agents stopped me in the city of Long Beach, jumped out, put guns to my face. Long Beach Police Department said that they stopped me because they provided my GPS location. And I informed Long Beach, I am not on parole. Why are they stopping me? 2015, I was stopped in the city of Inglewood, sent over by Lieutenant Delnice. He sent these same agents. They told me if I continued to ask for their name, more things would happen to me. Fast forward, I go for housing 2018 of this year. 18. They tell me there's a warrant for my arrest because the sheriff deputy, Allison Melendez, who the board of supervisors paid out $1 million against her killing a disabled Hispanic lady, she put that I harassed her and I assaulted her. The judge has now removed the warrant, dismissed this case in its entirety. So I would like to know, when are you going to put things in relation to my matter and finding more evidence against my matter, which I have all the names, and it will not cost the board of supervisors to look into my matter because I have all the names and they're still employed, getting paid. Allison Melendez has done 2 murders, and she has done this against me. I've never touched this lady, seen this lady, but because of Lieutenant Delmeade and the Sheriff Department conjured things under my name, they thought that that will silence me, and it's not. I'm never going to stop talking about it. Next week, I'm filing a restraining order. I'm going to list 4 of the top sheriff deputies. I'll be back here to also provide you the case number, and I'll be here every week updating you guys with the court case number and media to be involved. So at what point in time can I meet with you, and when can you admonish and get a board direction or statement regarding my matter? What you're doing for other Hispanic, that's on the paper, which I am not against, but I would like to know, at what point were you going to do that for me?
Thank you. And I know you haven't talked to my sister.
Yeah, but I haven't gotten an answer.
Okay.
That's why
Would you like to do it right now?
Well, he can't provide it. I've already provided it to you. It's up to you, ma'am. So you can be referring it back to him. So is he going to speak for you?
We'll work on this. Thank you very much for coming. Next speaker.
Yes, I would urge, I understand the urgency in this young man's situation. It's most urgent. You're posturing as if you're honoring, you're celebrating, you're giving homage to Black people's contribution in February, which is the shortest month of the year. Well, then show your commitment to helping Black people and listen to this man and hopefully helping him and curing him and giving him some support in his need and in his pain. So what I'd like to say about that in 11, it's wonderful. America now is going back to a system when Black women that are single like myself have no protection. Again, Mexican immigrants, because I'm alone, consider me their sex goddess. I'm not the sex goddess for this in every record, in every universe. Okay, I'm not their letter, I'm not their experiment. But again, the immigrant Mexican Hispanic would not be here if it was not for the fact that, again, they are replacing Black people, and Black people are being systematically exterminated by the police, by epidemics, AIDS, crack, and every other means that the system is using to exterminate us per federal decree, I think, just like Tuskegee experiments. So instead of just giving the money in word only for February, give housing to Black people. Black communities now are almost completely Hispanic. I'm from Inglewood. Inglewood, when I moved there, was after white flight in the 50s and early 60s became predominantly Black. Now it's predominantly Hispanic. Where are the Black people going? The majority of Black people are on Skid Row. Then they're being herded into the prisons and the new plantations and penthouses. I'm not going there. So again, I'm not a racist, but again, if you're honoring Black people, then give more jobs and housing. Veterans as well. And again, and limiting, I think that there should be more priority placed on giving housing and jobs to the Black people instead of giving priority to letting more immigrants in. Alleviate the homeless Black population instead of just honoring us in word in February.
Next speaker.
George Mazzetti, concerning item 7, why are we even talking about extending the reward when the reward should never be extended? It should be permanent. There is nothing more serious in our society than useless homicides for no reason. And this filthy Mary the Wickham and your filthy LADA, Public Defender of Mental Health, don't care about anything. I told you before and scared the hell out of your stupid sheriffs on the roads is by telling you what really goes on in these places. You're trying to put me in the mental hospital because I'm incompetent on February 4th, and by then, you're all in deep trouble federally, including your officers here, you dummy. When you know of a federal crime, you're to report it, not sit there. I have the federal law, fools. And I work with Baca fools to fix this stupid mess. And what do? Your stupid Sharon's a part of putting 68 beds instead of 60 in the mental hospital, in the jail, stupid people, and you cut out half the chairs and tables. You think this is a joke, Janice Hahn? You shame your father! You're allowing this to go on. You're allowing illegal prosecutions. You're allowing illegal charges. You're allowing felonies. You don't care about whether these people are killed. You don't care about nothing. Now let's go to something really important. I went to the voting thing at the Dorothy Chandler, okay? I thought it was about arts, but I'm really glad I went. Because there's somebody in this town doing something important concerning voting. Will you please have those people come in here and make a presentation on your new voting techniques that you're doing that are so wonderful? If there's one thing that I could say to you that somebody's doing good here, it's that. Could you please do that? Those two ladies are so cool. They didn't need a prompter or anything, okay? And if we don't have a vote on right, this was a nightmare here. But they've actually done. In fact, the county can make a lot of money because you now own the open process. We don't have to deal with these foolish, crooked computer companies anymore. You guys can be the leaders in the United States for non-crooked voting with your new systems. Do you understand what the hell is going on here with our voting people? Will you please get those people in here and make a presentation?
Thank you.
For once, I didn't get up your rear, you know?
Thank you very much. To me, and I am certain are related. Now, I'm going to make a quandary. Because if the executive director...
I'll leave my papers over there.
...will execute an agreement between the county and the Ladies Housing Corporation for the negotiation of...
No, I must have left him back there.
County-owned property. It's housing in South Whittier.
You should see the new voting stuff.
For homeless purposes, or would it be...
It's so cool.
...on another office...
It's almost impossible to fuck the system up.
Los Angeles County office.
These guys really use their head. Somebody used their head, see?
That's big. Now, annual Black History. Well, I'm all for it. I think we should have a history for every race, but more importantly, even for the Americans. We need to do something for the American race. But here we have a Black History race, and I think we should have a parade that will wave the county bandwagon for the total sum of $1,250. And I would hope that the city of Pasadena will honor Black leaders who are real men who don't condone violence, pimping, drugs, but who will honor great Black leaders, such as one that I had met personally, the legal iconic gentleman who is now deceased, and that was Bernard Jefferson, Justice Bernard Jefferson. He was called Bernie by his dear friends. I had the pleasure of meeting this wonderful man. He passed away, and he wrote the bench book on evidence. Second, the honorable, great, stunning man and brilliant man is the Honorable Clarence Thomas. Those are great leaders. Why can't you, the African American community, honor the greatness of the Black people? And lovely Michelle Autry taught me to say, I'm not a hood rat, ho. Anyway, I love it. So, bring about the greatness of the Black people. Don't condone the violence and the wickedness and the crimes that they commit. Those are niggers.
Thank you. Your time is up. Dr. Genevieve?
Good afternoon. I'm not used to those language. It really offends my ears. But anyway,
Tough luck.
I just focus on item 13 about housing and so on. You know, I am concerned about those exclusive sole vendor contract politicians. And, you know, I brought the issue last week about the gentleman who was, you know, by the bus stop. You know, I was told he took the thing down himself. Well, look at the size of the shelter. You know, if that man alone could do that, hire him for public work. Because if he can do all of that by himself, he deserves to be hired. I mean, I cannot, no. Don't treat the public like they are stupid and they don't know. I'm highly offended when people do that. And I know I will find out who will remove it, and I'm sure it was the county ISD will remove it, not one homeless man. On item 21, on a position for Fred Leaf, I am in support of that position, but I just hope that he will have an appropriate budget so he can do the right work. Because when the last few months when he was interim, most of the time he had only one person helping him 3 days a week, and he had no budget. So I really would like to know what budget is coming with that position, and how many people will be attached to work with him. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all the